everyone, and welcome to 2022 coverage of the Spring Runoff in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is bonus coverage brought to you by Parked Pro. We're in round one. This is our feature card, front nine. Jesse, who do we have for us today?
Got Cranbrook's finest, Ben Loggains, sponsored by Gander Disc Golf. He's been around a long time. Hey, that's me from Invermere, and at the time I was with Top Link Disc Golf. Look at how happy I am. Noah Higgins, the young prodigy of Prodigy, coming from Lethbridge. He's the local boy. And Julian Zimmer from Roslyn, sponsored by Flight and Flow. He's a regular on the Southern Alberta and Southern British Columbia circuit.
Hole one is a short one here to get warm up. Par 3, 225 feet, straight on, OB to the left. Most guys will probably be playing the hyzer over top of the mound on the right.
Yeah, just got to settle up at the base of the basket and hope you don't get a bad roll away. Pretty easy starting hole.
And there is OB long, so if you're a real crusher, you could be in danger there too.
Yeah, Ben going to his Buzz OS here, just playing it safe. Trying to plug it into the bottom of the hill, and he does so nicely. Myself here, this is a zipper top Rhino from me. Going a little higher with the putter, trying to land it right on top. Maybe overcooked it a little. Noah, I think this is a distortion, which had just recently came out at the time. Yeah.
Overstable approach disc.
Yeah, kind of between the lines of Ben and myself. And Julian here. Not sure what this is from him, but it definitely looks stable enough.
Oh, and he puts that one right under the basket. That should be a lock for a birdie for most of these guys. Jesse obviously putting his in the basket for birdie. These guys should have no trouble cleaning this hole up as well.
Yeah, I had just about maybe a little bit more than a 20-footer there. Nice to get a little bit of a putt out of the way early. And no trouble for these other fellas either.
Now you see some of these guys wearing t-shirts. It was windy prior to this event. This day it calmed down a little bit. Let's take another look at Julian's shot.
Yeah, on a great grouping, he manages to one-up the whole crew. Leave it to about 3 feet.
Hole 2, 644 feet, par 4, OB to the left, as you can see from this drawing. You can get into trouble if you cook one too far to the left. Ben Loggains up first.
Star Boss out of Ben here.
And as you can see, there are white markers on the right here to make it more challenging. He obviously hits the out of bounds, but it looks like it rolls in bounds there.
Yeah, there is OB on the right on the flags. And interestingly enough, I only played this in 70-kilometer-an-hour headwinds the day before. My discs were actually coming back at me. So very different than the practice conditions for everybody. Noah, the course designer, and probably the person who's played this course the most ever. Pushing the OB on the left a little bit, though.
Yep, Jules up next. Puts one over the right, but this looks like it should be okay.
Lots of safety hyzers into that little corner pocket.
Exactly. Well, this one looks like it cooked over to the right on you a little bit, but is it going to be safe here?
Yeah, just throwing uphill, hung on too long. But
it looks like we're okay. The spotter didn't give us a signal there, but it looks like you're going to be okay.
I remember a green flag in my head.
Here's Jules up next with his approach. Now, the one thing you'll note on this Peenaquim course is that it is wide open, and that's where the OB challenge comes into play. You got to make the challenge somewhere, and this course will only get better as the few trees on site grow in. They take away some of the lines, maybe not so much on this hole, but you will see some of those open holes close up in years to come. Noah here with a nice approach, skipping to the left of the basket. Ben up next.
Managed to stay in there just an inch from going out.
Yeah, it looks like he fluffed that one wide. So he's got a big putt coming up from circle 2. Jesse here. Just flashing the basket. Ben.
If I remember right, Ben gets this. Oh, my memory is so good.
Yeah.
That is a dirty putt.
That was a great putt. Noah up next. high on the chains, but he gets that one to land for the birdie as well.
Yeah, Noah is a great putter. You can tell he's put the work in on his stroke.
Jules
was saying that he was having a little bit of issues with his confidence putting before this. Great putt from him there, but he is putting with a K1 Berg today.
Jesse puts in his par.
One of my signature facial expressions about not hitting that putt, but hard to be too upset from that kind of distance.
And there was another look at Ben's putt.
Yeah.
Hole 3, 606 feet, par 4. You can see the OB on the left here. Another big hyzer play. I guess we'll find out. I don't quite remember. I think this is wide open on the right. There's no OB to the right, so it is quite safe. And as you can see, Ben playing that safe area.
Yeah, we all were looking at the safe area, but one thing you'll notice is that there is a cut fairway of shorter grass. And if you're in that long grass, it is a lot harder to get your footing for a good run up or a good throw.
This one's playing the OB line, but it looks like he is safe. Jules up next. With the birdie start, that's a good start for Jules. Puts this out over that bunch grass. Doesn't quite get back to the fairway, but he'll be all right from there. You got the distance. Jesse, looks like you burned one over to the right here.
Yeah.
You're playing that, like you said, it's that wind. I think you were playing that wind. You're trying to put stuff a little bit over.
Well, that's the shape I was throwing with an overstable disc, and now I'm doing it with a flippy disc to get the distance, and I really need to get that angle corrected.
Ben, and looks like this one, does have that OB. You can see the fence line there, so it is a little cut off. He'll have to clear that.
I think that's a Banshee from Ben.
Looks like he lands that one in real nicely. Shout out to Ben, rocking the Park Pro hat. Here's Jesse's approach.
Just not enough height to get the full swing over. Went rhino when other guys are going drivers. Maybe a mistake.
And you can see here with the bunch grass, it can cause tricky footing if your disc lands in the wrong spot. Jules looks like he'll capitalize here. That's something overstable. And he puts it by the basket. Probably wide left, maybe a little long. He's going to have a putt coming back. Noah going over this OB. He obviously took a lot off of his drive. Makes that approach real nice and easy. Oh, Jesse. Looks like you were robbed there.
Yeah, that one, that particular shot has stuck with me all these months since the tournament was played.
Here comes Noah. Like you said, that's money right there. That's a great putt from Noah. Gets the birdie to go. Ben for his birdie opportunity. Hits the band. Bet he wants that one back.
Yeah, you can see the body language change almost immediately with that disappointment.
And there's Jules making good on his birdie attempt. Ben with the disappointing tap in. Jesse, I'm sure you weren't happy about that one either, but
if I remember right, that was like a 55 foot putt.
Yeah.
And
let's take a look at our scoreboard through 3. Really tight at the top here. It looks like we are at a birdie fest, as you can see. 9 players, all at -3 through 3, 4, 5, and 6. Obviously, advantage to our lead card here, our feature card with Noah and Julian at the top through 3.
Yeah, rounding out the tie, Jeremy Gauthier from Edmonton. He's a friend of the program and a great guy. Colin McLeod, the young gun from Calgary.
Hole 4, 453 feet, par 3, straight shot. This is our first look with a little bit of trees along the way. And Noah's going to be up first here.
And he turns it over a little too much, if I remember right. Yeah, and just doesn't get the full flight of the disc. He was pretty disappointed on the box, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Julian
Center
also,
of the fairway, though. So.
Yeah, easy to play from. Julian, an absolute crusher.
There's that tree that kind of gets in the way. That's the one that they're trying to take away. I think in a few years that might be a more difficult shot to execute. Goes wide to the right there, but he should be okay.
I think it's a little cut off because he got enough and
Ben.
just leaving it low. Another guy that can definitely get there.
See what Jesse can do off the tee.
And that release angle is plaguing me. But I didn't get far enough up to have too big of an issue with getting around those trees on the right side.
Yeah, you should have a look at it for a decent approach. Ben here with his approach. That looks really good. He should have a good putt from there. Jesse's approach kind of wide to the left.
Yeah, didn't come back the way I wanted it.
Noah giving it a half bid.
Yep.
This is Jules' drive. This looks like it's pretty good. It looks like maybe circles edge. But as you said, that confidence in the putting, you can kind of see it there.
Yeah, just not getting it up in the air enough.
Speaking of confidence in the putt,
Yeah, if I remember right, the drives are starting to get in my own head a little bit here.
mm-hmm.
Julian with the short comebacker should make easy work of this, and he does.
Everyone else tapping in. Well, Jesse tapping in his bogey and everyone else tapping in their pars. Hole 5, 304 feet, par 3. There's two directions on this. There's trees in the middle, which makes you have to kind of choose which way you're going to go. Most people opting to go the wide right, as you see Noah go here. This one's more of a straight shot, but he should land that one in real nice.
Yeah, you can go sidearm around the other side, but I do think the backhand shapes up better here. One of the more fun holes on the course, in my opinion, just because you get a little bit more variety while the rest of the course is quite open. Couple circles edge-ish looks here. Then going back to that Buzz OS. This is a Champ Rock 3 from me.
I'm floating it in there a little bit. Another circle's edge putt.
Yeah.
Ben with his attempt. Just short. He thought he had that one. Jesse up next. Also really near miss. That was close.
A round of almost so far. Julian now. Just low again.
Mm-hmm. See if Noah can get one on the card here. High chains again, but he gets it to drop. That's a birdie. Nice work from Noah there. Getting one on the car. Ben and Jules will tap in theirs. Jesse, short putt to get your par to fall. Let's take another look at that Noah putt. Like I said, high on the chains, but he gets it to fall.
Yeah, lots of confidence, a little bit of hyzer, so he doesn't get a lot of right misses, and putts with decent pace as well.
Hole 6, 328 feet, par 3, straight shot. We're kind of starting to get out into the open again here with a few trees and bushes on the right and the left, but just a straight shot. This one should be pretty straightforward. Noah up first. 4 birdies in the last 5 holes.
Yeah, our group has made a very straightforward course. Not look very straightforward, with the exception of Noah here. Very overstable driver.
Not too bad. As you can kind of get confused with which that basket that was. That looked like it was pretty close. It's not the basket that's further. It's this one that's kind of hidden in front of this hill. See what Ben has here. He goes high hyzer as well. This is looking really good.
I think it ended up being just a bit short.
Jesse burning
Hey.
another one over.
That was the first throw I ever took with that disc, and thinking it was very overstable to correct my issues. And I did not.
So you can make up for the approach.
Yep.
That's a good approach. Should have that one locked in for the par. Can get Ben get another one to fall. Oh, he hits chains.
Splashes the chains. You can see the frustration starting to mount on Ben's face here.
Jules get one to drop.
And just low again.
He's so close. That's a couple now that he's been really close. Speaking of close.
Yeah. Things not quite going my way right now. I'm sure Noah makes good on this putt. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a gimme for Noah. Putting really well today so far. Ben making good on his par putt. And it's a race. It's a race.
Julie and I had a race for a tap in just to try and liven things up for us.
Let's take a look at our scoreboard. Through 6, we have Noah, Jeremy, Eric Fast, Dave Moran, Anthony Mate at the top. That's Jeremy Gauthier at neg 5, and then Connor McLeod, Willie Friesen at neg 4 with Andrew Savage. Then Julian and Thomas Kuhn rounding out our top 10 at neg 3. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of our coverage, we have advertisements available. You can find that available on our website, parkpro.com. Let us know if you're interested in advertising with us. Hole 7, 378 feet, par 3. Another straight up shot. There is a tree here on the left which cuts out that forehand approach, but these guys should have no trouble navigating this backhand. 378 is pushing a little bit on distance, and it depends on what the wind is doing as well. As you can see, Noah here looks like he cuts that one off a little bit, saws it off to the left.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get the angle that he wanted.
Just an early release. One thing I'll say is that for Ben and myself, very much struggling with some of these open holes for ranging the distances without any real landmarks and intermediate targets. It is very, very hard to tell how you should be throwing, especially because, as we found out on our last hole, all of the tee signs were off by 30 feet.
There you go. This one doesn't look terrible from you. Maybe a little bit short and wide to the right, but
Yeah, just trying to get that release flattened out, figure things out.
yeah. Noah from distance. Oh, so
what a
close.
bid. Wow.
See if Ben can get his.
Still outside the circle for Ben.
Yeah. Makes good on it. Left chains, but he gets it to drop. Righting the ship a little bit is Ben. Jesse here with a nice putt. Didn't even need the step or the jump. Just
Yeah.
nice clean.
Ben and I were joking about that before, and he was making fun of me for potentially big putting me as he went first. So I couldn't let him have it.
Jules with some more putting woes. That one was a little bit further, but gets his par to land here. That's unfortunate for him. He had gone 3 birdies to start, and that looks like it's his 4th par in a row. Noah tapping in his par. Let's take a look another look at that Ben putt.
Catching it a little bit weak side, but low enough. It's in the bucket.
Are you a little miffed that we didn't show you on this one?
No, I'm fine.
Hole 8, 332 feet, par 3. There's a tree on the right here. Maybe locking up that backhand approach to the green there, but you guys, again, it's pretty wide open. Otherwise, should have no trouble getting this one to the basket.
And going back to that Banshee after knocking some small flies that were going into his mouth away.
And there's that approaching. That was close. Maybe a little short. Again, hard to see with the depth perception, like you mentioned.
You can see those flies just absolutely wreaking havoc on this tee box.
This one's looking good from Noah, but saws it off a little bit to the left again.
Yeah, I was speaking to Noah about his disc selection, and he said he was trying to throw his most overstable disc so that he could keep throwing 70-80% power to deal with his ranging, and I believe that was next one from him. Julian with the best of the bunch there.
That looks like a great drive. Jesse from the bunch grass. Get another one to fall. Oh, yeah, that's a few now that you've had from distance that have hit cage.
Yeah, I thought the lines on my putts were on all day, but not a lot of them dropped for me, if I remember right.
See if Noah can get this one to drop another putt. Oh, so close.
Just splashing off the weak side a little bit. He does, like I said, putt with a little bit of pace, so he can get some big reactions off chains occasionally. Hug the basket.
Ben getting that one to fall. Not by much.
Let's see if Julian can get this putt in the air. And he gets it in the air, but still the weak side splash.
Yeah. So it looks like Noah, Jesse, and Jules will all tap in their pars. No race on this one for the tap in between Jules and Jesse.
Sometimes you need to do a little something to raise the spirits, because none of us were very happy with how we were playing there.
It's another look at Ben that he got his birdie to fall, birdie putt. Getting one on the card.
Nice little background there.
Hole 9, 297 feet, par 3. This one shouldn't be trouble. There is a mound close to the basket, but landed underneath that mound, and you should be okay. If you hear some gunshots in the background, don't worry. No one is getting shot. No one's hunting. There is a gun range, as you can see in the back here, and there was a competition this weekend. Maybe messing with people's butts a little bit.
Yeah, we noticed it. That was a method from me. Noah, again, going overstable driver. You can see how hard he hits it and just relies on that stability to bring the disc back in. Nice shot from him. But that driver ground play is pushing him off to a longer putt here.
That's a few now that he's cut off a little bit to the left.
And Julian's,
Jules.
I think, is perfect. He might have skipped right on top there.
Ben a little bit high, hits the band.
Maybe thinking he needs to push it a little bit to get it up the hill.
And the danger here is when you hit that band, you could fall down the hill. Jesse, another cage.
Another piece of cage for me, yeah. Starting a trend that I don't want to have.
Let's see if Noah can knock this down. And he does. Looked like it might have gone through the basket, but gets it to fall. This is Ben's comebacker there.
And Julian from 12 or so?
Making no mistakes on that one. Getting the birdie to drop.
Sometimes that's what you need, is just not a true tap in, just a short putt to get back in your rhythm. Hey, look at these leaders covering up my nice putt.
Yeah.
Jeremy Gauthier on top now. Wilhelm Friesen taking up second place with Eric Fast. Connell and Noah, the two Gander Young Guns, tied at fourth with Liam, Andrew, and David. And Anthony. Oh, huge tie at the top.
And Thomas Kuhn rounding up our top 10 at -5.
TK, a patron, right?
TK, a patron. Maybe not at the time, but he is now. Shout out to our patron. You can be a patron to visit our website.
If you'd like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/parkpro, where you can subscribe for as little as $1.50 per release.